By the way, I'm not going to have an issue with my wires if I place this like it is. All my wires are going to be able to go down here and then around to the front. Thought I was going to have an issue, but I'm not going to have an issue. What I may do is I may just put a little piece of wood in here and keep those things from moving out and go from there. So I am running my airlines. I had to carve out the back here, see back in there, to make room for the wires and the hose. So my wheels are going to go in like so and flip out, and they will look like that when they are out. Not the other way around. You'll actually see the strut. So I'm running my lines. When I cut this, you'll see what I did here. I attached it and put a little tiny zip tie on there. It went on okay. Greetings and salutations, my fellow RC brethren. Okay, I'm down to the point where I am creating. Yes, behold the powers. I'm creating a mount kit to go in the front of that jet. Already got the space marked out. Oh, it looks like my buddy's calling me to do a night flight. Hold up. Alright, check it out. See down in there? Yeah, I had to build a box. See that? Yes. I had to shape the front of the wood there like the cone so it rests evenly. Like a great big U. And mounted it, put two support ends on the piece over there, like right in here on the side, so it rested on one of the pre-existing spar pieces or support pieces, and then just shaped it and sanded it until it was right, and then lined it up, dry fitted it, lined it up, dry fitted it, just did a whole bunch of dry fitting, and then now I've epoxied it in. I'm going to put some spars going across and epoxy those in for additional support. And then I'm going to give her a test. I mounted a piece of carbon fiber spar to go across this because my intention is to cut this wood out that's in there. Get my light, there you go. I'm going to take this piece of wood out. I'll put a carbon spar across this area here and attach it to where the back side of the servo is. There's my inside mount up in there. All cozy. Looks like the front little cabin area of a small boat, doesn't it? I know. Alright, so I've temporarily hooked up my air. And I don't have anything moved out of the way back here. You know. No, nothing up my sleeve, no tricks. Here, hold this, Jake. Here's test number 1. I got a little device down here hooked up. There they are. Now, this baby right here doesn't have its steering mechanism on, so it's a little down too far. But, take a look. Yeah, what's up? What's up? Have to do a little filing on the inside of this area over here. Let me back this out so you can see it. Right here, I had to file on this side right here. Right there. Reason being, it hits this. I had to file it so that it would lay down a little straighter. So I can work on this one a little bit more, and then work on this one so that they lay down inside. And then I may create some little windshield type things that cap this, that will screw onto the back of this. So when it's down, inside, this will just have a little cap that just goes over and does not interfere with the tire coming out, but fits just ever so slightly below it and sort of caps this up. That's a big maybe. And on here I have plenty of room to put a door hatch. I could go get some spring hinges, back this piece up with a piece of wood, and have it as an actual hatch. I'll clean up the sides and stuff, but basically to go in and then flip over like this. And then if I needed to, I could create the same thing over here and attach the two so that it's one great big piece. Open it up, it flips over, stuff comes out. When it goes back and down, a string will grab it and pull it back down into place. That's about it. We'll see as I progress to the next step. Alright, welcome back. Look down in there. See this? See that little piece there? This is my steering mechanism. I've got to hook this up to a couple of cables, and my servo's mounted right there. And I got to nip those two ends off. And what I'm thinking about doing, since I haven't done this before, I'm looking down at this and I'm like, okay, you know, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tie a knot in one end, and I'm going to put a fishing weight, a little tiny fishing weight, and crimp it on there. And slide it through, and then I'm going to put quick connectors up in the front. That way I can pull, you know, to make these things nice and even. I can just pull that through and then tighten it up. Alright, so over here, I'm going to build my, I call it the air board. It's where all my stuff is going to line up. I'm going to cut this out, wait for the Dremel to charge up, and then this slips in. This will push and pull this lever, and then I'll just start hooking up my air. Back. You can see my, I'm going to nip these two ends off. I'm going to go to the hobby store tomorrow and see if they've got something better than little fishing weights. I'm talking little teeny fishing weights. Welcome back. These are epoxying on. I put a piece of tape on here to keep this guy kind of up. I wanted to bend down. This one here is on. The horns are on. Horns in the back are on too. Back here. Yeah. There they are. And it's going to be interesting fitting those things on. So, I've built my little board here. Now I'm going to sand this so that it looks nice, but you won't really be able to see the sides. And what I'm going to do is this. I found this stuff to be pretty handy. This is a carbon fiber rod. I'm going to use it as support underneath. So this doesn't have to mount to the sides. I'll just use this and then mount this to this. Maybe with screws or epoxy it on there. Screws would be a good idea. That way I can get the stuff back out of there. The air lines are going to come up on the sides like this. They're going to get hidden. And once this is all connected, once all of this is connected and I have tested my steering to make sure that my steering works, then I'm going to go ahead and put my board up here, my air board. Alright, welcome back. Check it out. I found something at the hobby store. Little teeny tiny crimps. So I'm able to create a loop here. This kit didn't have anything with it. So I got this, I used the stuff they sent me. I have a little crimp. Much nicer than a little bead. So I'm going to do a loop here, and then this is the kit I've got. I'm going to use cotter pins, and it's cool. I just got another whole kit, and I'm going to use that, well, a combination of the two, and then test this so that it all works. Hey, it's motor time. Putting in my, I drilled my holes back there. I CA'd and conditioned the holes on both sides. I've got some silver tape here that I stuck in first. You can see that I've got my thrust tube up and it's hooked on with a zip tie. I'll just nip that off there. Once this is all installed, and then I'll come back and just put this tape on. Alright, I wanted to show you this part here. The reason I wanted to show you this part is because this is that metal foil tape. You're wondering, how on earth did you get this around that thing? You know this thing is in, right? And this was already secure. It's a monster getting this thing in here anyway. How I got this tape on is I put an overextended piece of tape in there beforehand and just put my motor in there with the backing on. And then I would pull a long strip of it out, just pull a long strip of it back, cut the paper off, and then carefully roll the other side up as far as I possibly could until it started sticking too bad for me to pull anymore. I got this piece of foil around that whole thing.